Somewhere in between the Instagram posts about passive income and the podcast about the six-figure course launch, you got the idea that freedom looked like 10 things happening at once. 10 streams, 10 offers, 10 audiences, 10 content strategies. And so you started building a little bit of everything, all simultaneously, with the energy you had left after a full corporate day, 2 kids, and a house that still needed to function. And none of it got finished. None of it got clients, and none of it generated income. Because scattered energy produces scattered results, and scattered results do not replace a paycheck. After I was laid off, I made every mistake that this episode is about, so buckle in. I had ideas and frameworks and years of expertise, and instead of picking one and going deep, I tried to build in so many different directions. I was doing consulting and coaching, creating a course, starting a YouTube channel, building a membership, outlining a book. I was gonna do all of it because all of it made sense. And yeah, it still does make sense, just not the right time. But here's what I had at the end of 6 months. Nothing. Nothing finished, nothing generating income, and a very clear picture of what scattered energy actually produces. The day I stopped and picked one thing, one specific person, one specific problem, one specific offer was the day that the income became real. Not because I had figured out my purpose or found my passion or gotten clear on my branding, but that I had stopped dividing my energy by 10 and I started putting all of that energy into just one place. One place, more than enough. One place is everything when you're getting started, especially if you have no team. The gurus selling the multiple income stream dream, they're not selling it from the beginning of their journey. They're selling it from 5 years in, 10 years in, right where they're at right now. They have a proven offer. They have a real audience. They have cash flow that covers their life while they can experiment with that next thing. They have the infrastructure, the team, and the runway. You don't. And taking advice built for year 5 and applying it to day 1 is the most common and expensive mistake that we can make getting out of corporate. Multiple income streams, it's not a beginner strategy. It's super advanced and requires a proven foundation to build on along with the team. You don't need to diversify. You need to prove first. Prove that one offer works. Prove that one client type exists and will pay you for it. Prove that you can replace your income, even partially, yes, even very messily, before you need it to be your actual sole income. Proof first, expansion second. You already know what it feels like to be pulled in 10 different directions at once. This is your everyday life in corporate and at home. 17 priorities, all of them urgent, none of them fully resourced. You do it well because you have no choice, but you're completely exhausted and you're producing work that never gets quite finished or ever feels quite right because it doesn't have your full attention. Building a business from scattered energy produces those same results. 5 half-built offers is not a business, it's a to-do list that never gets finished. The cost is not just time, it's evidence. Every month spent building 10 different things simultaneously is a month without proof that any of them work. Without proof, you cannot leave. Without proof, the exit stays in the future tense. Without proof, your nervous system cannot trust that the thing you're building is real. It freaks out and sends you right back down to that desk. One offer, finished and generating income, is evidence, even if that income is minuscule. Evidence is what makes the exit possible. Scattered is not ambition. Scattered is just another way of staying stuck. Here's what one simple offer actually requires: one specific person, not woman in corporate, one type of person with one specific problem they're actually trying to solve right now. One specific problem. Not burnout and career transition and identity and income and all the things. One problem. The one that keeps them up at night. The one they would pay to have solved today. Then one clear outcome. What do they have at the end that they didn't have at the beginning? Not some general transformation, something specific, describable, demonstratable results. And then you have one delivery method, not a course and a coaching program and a digital offer and a group. Just pick one that matches your energy, your time, and your skills right now. That's it. That's the offer. It doesn't need to be your final offer. In most cases, it really isn't. It's just the beginning to get you started. It doesn't need to be your best work or your most comprehensive solution. It just needs to work right now. And most people already have this offer, which I call it your slice of genius. It's already living inside of you, and you've been delivering it for free inside of corporate for years. You've just not packaged it, priced it, or pointed it at the right person yet. The offer is not missing. The decision to build just one thing is what's missing. Before you add anything, before the course, the membership, the group, the digital product, the second client type, run the current offer through this filter. Is it specific? Can you describe exactly who it's for, what problem it solves, and what outcome it delivers in 2 sentences? If not, it's not specific enough. Specific offers get clients. General offers get confusion. And in marketing, a confused mind always says no. Next question, is there demand of proof? Have people asked you for this inside corporate, in your networks, in your life? Or are you building something that you hope people will want? Demand that already exists is the only demand worth building for at the beginning. For me, I built the Launchpad because there's this massive Facebook group for Las Vegas moms, and I kept seeing this come up over and over and over and over again, and all of the responses that people would offer really, really frustrated me, and they were terrible. Next question, can you deliver it right now with the skills, time, and energy you have today? Not the future version of you that you hope someday you'll be, not once you've gotten a new certificate or your kids are older, but right now, today, with what you actually have. And last question, is it testable in 30 days? Can you put this in front of real people and find out if they'll pay for it in the next 30 days? If it takes longer than that to get to the first real conversation, the offer is too complex. It needs to be more simple. If it passes all 4 filters, then you have an offer. That is the one thing you build before anything else. If it doesn't pass, just keep simplifying it until it does. Never, ever, ever keep adding more. The simpler, the better. And this is not a message about thinking small. The people who build the most sustainable, profitable exits are ones who went deep before they went wide. Growing up in the Christian religion makes me think of the song, Deep and Wide, Deep and Wide. One offer mastered produces more income and more clarity than 10 offers half built. One client type understood deeply is worth so much more than 5 different client types understood sort of okay, vaguely. You're not settling for less by choosing just one thing. You're building the foundation that makes everything else possible. The course comes later, the membership comes later, the group comes later, the passive income, all of that comes later in due time, just not right now to get you to that first goal. It comes after you've proven the one thing that gets you out is working. Later, it's not never. Later is sequenced specifically, and sequence is the strategy. The multiple income stream dream, it's not freedom. For most, it's the seductive form of not deciding, paralysis analysis, overthinking, what we're so good at. Because if you're building 10 things, you never have to find out if one of them works. You're always almost there, always adding the next thing, always 3 months away from having something real. Meanwhile, the corporate paycheck keeps coming, the corporate identity stays intact, the exit stays very comfortably in the future. Building 10 things at once is the business version of the overthinking trap, the research tabs, but it makes it in a revenue stream form. The one who breaks free from the corporate cage, they're the ones that don't have the most ideas. They're the ones who just picked a single idea, started going after it, and making it work. One offer, one client, $1 of income that comes from something you built on your own. That $1 is so much more powerful than 10 revenue streams that exist only in a document. It's proof, and proof is what you've been waiting for. As always, your reflection questions. 5 of them. Number 1, how many half-built offers or business ideas do I currently have in various stages of not done? Number 2, if I had to pick one specific person with one specific problem to solve this month, who would it be and what would the offer look like? Number 3, what have people already asked me for in corporate, in my network, in my life that I have been giving away for free? Number 4, what is the one thing I could finish and put in front of real people within the next 30 days? Number 5, am I building 10 things because I genuinely need all of them, or because building 10 things means I never have to find out if one of them works? Ouch. That one is a hard one. If this episode gave you permission to stop building wide and start building one thing really well, the Corporate Exit Launchpad walks you through how to identify that one offer, price it, and get it in front of the right people. $47, and the link is in the show notes. I'm Shannon Baird, and this is The Clean Exit.